Hi guys, it's Shay, and this is an introductory video to Healing the Mother Wound Mondays. I'm going to be doing this series on Monday, every Monday in the month of May. I chose Monday because it's ruled by the moon. And the moon is feminine. It represents the feminine goddess. And we're going to need a lot of feminine goddess energy for these videos this month, because they are the mother wound is a subject that is not often talked about, right? And because it's not talked about because it's painful for some to deal with. It's also a taboo to talk about our parents in any way that's not loving and singing their praises. And it's actually habits and things like that that makes healing the mother wound seem like even more of an unrealistic goal. And I'm here because I want everyone to heal this wound. There's also a father wound, and I will deal with that in June for the Father's Day. But the mother wound is, I think it's a deeper wound for people. It might be because of the bond between, mother and child. Because the mother wound is not just a wound that just affects us within the family. It's been affecting our society for centuries, right? It's a generational wound that's passed on, and it's not only perpetuated by patterns in the family, but it's also perpetuated by our patriarchal society that teaches women that they have to be small, or that they have to be perfect. There's a lot of false ideas about being a woman, right? Like we can't have assertiveness. We can't be assertive. We can't have any type of masculine qualities because we won't be shit in relationships and stuff like that, right? There's just so many outdated, and I'm going to go into depth about it. This is just an introductory video, just to let you guys know what I'm going to be talking about for each Monday in May. I'm going to try not to make this introduction video very long, but when I'll be talking my videos on with the actual content on Mondays, each Monday in May, will be much longer. It'll be much longer because there's a lot to talk about, right? There's a lot to talk about with our mother wound. Oh, that's an introduction video. So, the mother wound. If I promise you that regardless of whatever you might think, or the fact that just because you don't even know, you might not even know what the mother wound is, it's going to be relevant to you. It's relevant to, I would say 100% of the population. The mother wound isn't something that there's really statistics on how much people it affects. I don't see why it won't affect everyone in some way or another. Now, the level that it will affect you at is going to be different for each person. I think I have quite a deep mother wound that affects me, and then on top of that, a father wound. So it takes a lot of active shadow work. Now, if you don't know, I am a shadow worker, which just means that I work at kind of uncovering things in my subconscious, kind of looking at myself mindfully and consciously and saying, why do I have this belief pattern that does not serve me? It doesn't make me a better person. I need to look at it so that I could end it. Basically is what shadow work is, right? Let's say, well, because I have some books coming out about eating, the unconscious eating. So let's say, I'll bring this up. So let's say you have this pattern with food that you don't quite like. You you can't stop eating these snacks and stuff like that, is most likely from an emotional eating standpoint. So now what shadow work would tell you is, okay, now I have to look at why I eat, what happens before I have an urge to snack unconsciously and, you know, for no reason at all when I'm not even hungry. Look at that, think about the emotional triggers, and now you're gonna have to actively work. Actually, I lie. I don't even think you have to actively work with the shadow. All you have to do is recognize it. Because it's like walking into a dark room, right? You're in a dark room, you don't know what anything is, looks like, where stuff is. If you could stub your toe a step ahead of you, right? But then when you turn on the light, now everything is in the open, right? And that's what shadow work is. You just have to turn on the light on what's going on. So shadow work and the mother wound are two very closely related things, because the mother wound is in shadow. We don't talk about our mother wound because society tells us that we should not talk poorly about our parents and our mother especially. And that's unrealistic, because that's like saying that we're not human. Our parents are human. They can make mistakes. It's not bad to look at our childhood and say, you know what, my childhood probably didn't need that. It didn't need the beatings, or it didn't need the the verbal abuse. It didn't need a lot of things, right? But it's not about It's not about making yourself the victim, because making yourself the victim is not empowering you. And you're going to see the third video in May is going to be talking about empowerment, how to be empowered, right? Because that's one of the functions of our mother, is to empower us. And being the victim is not empowering. So I'm not telling you to say my mother was a bad person because she did this and that to me, and I hate her. That's not what this is about, and that is not healing. My mother I have a lot of unresolved issues with my mother. I'm actually disowned from my whole entire family. Not by my choice, because I love my family dearly. Okay, but it's not my choice. But at the same time, while I have recently learned about some abuse that I've suffered, it doesn't make me love my mother any less. Because at the end of the day, these are just lessons for us. I'm still here, and I'm going to be a stronger person because of the things that I've encountered in my life. So when I'm talking about the mother wound this May, I'm not telling you this to try to further affirm your feelings of being a victim, or you've always hated your mother and Mother's Day was always a rough day for you, and you expect Shay or Shay to tell you that that's okay. I'm not, because that's still keeping the mother wound in shadow. Mother wound, yes, we might have got it from our mothers, who got it from their mothers, who got it because patriarchal society puts exorbitant amount of pressure on a mother. It's not about any of that. It's about becoming that mother for yourself. Okay? Because what do we get from our mothers? What role does our mother play for us? Well, there are 4 major functions that our mother plays for us that I will be talking about on each Monday in May. First is the mother nurtures us, right? The mother loves us and cares for us, feeds us well, does a lot of things like that, right? They take care of us, they nurture us. Second Monday, I'll talk about the mother's role in protecting us, right? Because the mother, when we are born, we're in their arms and they cradle us and protect us. And then when we're children, we go out into the scary world, and we've come back with a lot of stories and seen a lot of things, but we go back home and there's soup waiting for us and there's cookies after that, and our mother tucks us in bed and all is right. We are protected. Well, that should be how it should go, right? Because now when we're adults and we have to be this mother for ourselves, we might not know how to protect ourselves. Third Monday, I've talked a little bit about it already, is empowering ourselves. All right? How do we empower ourselves? And this one is interesting because this is kind of where the mother should be showing another energy. It's like, there are gender roles, right? And women need to act like this and men should act like that. But when we're talking about empowerment and women, they're kind of things that don't really go hand in hand as far as society views it, right? Because in order for women to empower ourselves, we're going to have to be assertive. And we're taught that we're not allowed to be assertive. We can't show our masculine side. But we all have a masculine side, just like all men have a feminine side. That we are all both energies, because they're just energies. Masculine and feminine are not sexes. They're not genders. They are energies. Women weren't really taught that they are allowed to be assertive and speak up for what they want and climb up that social ladder as aggressively as a man will do it. Things like this about not empowering ourselves is also where we get the topic of boundaries. Women are just kind of taught to be passive and we shouldn't have boundaries. That's horrible. Like, you know what happens to people with no boundaries? They constantly get violated. And especially a lot of feminine women, they because they want to nurture so much, which is what we talked about in the first Monday, right? Because they nurture so much, we have a problem with saying no sometimes. And saying no is a boundary. So things like that, when we're not empowered, when we don't enforce boundaries, it makes us we feel less empowered. And then we look for power from other sources. We look to be given power from other people. But no one gives us power. No one can give us power. That's something that we just naturally have. So if empowerment is something that is an issue for you, then healing the mother wound is something that's going to be of interest to you, right? The last Monday, I'm going to talk about how the mother's role in getting us initiated into society, how we deal with people and things and events and challenges, right? Now, a major topic I want to talk about in this video would be narcissists and emotional manipulators, right? Because these are relationships. Now, when we run into people like this, they're taught, when they're brought to us once again to teach us a lesson that we probably didn't have learned from our parents, because with narcissists, we tend to, if you attract a narcissist and you're someone who gives away so much love, you want to nurture so many people, but you have to understand that you have to nurture yourself first. You have to empower yourself first. You have to give boundaries, because it's not only for your benefit, but it is also for the benefit of the people around you and the people that you love. People need boundaries. You need boundaries. So just being initiated into society is the mother's role in preparing us for womanhood. What it takes to be a woman, right? So these are kind of the four broad areas about the mother wound. And there's going to be a lot in those videos of information, but I'm going to keep this introductory video short. Main points I want you to take away from this is that I would say 100% of us have a mother wound. I would also say that 100% of us have a father wound. Why would I say that? Because I don't believe that any of our parents were perfect. There are lessons that we were supposed to learn from our childhood, from our parents. There were lessons that we needed to learn. I don't think that many of us have been consciously working on these issues. Just because with the mother wound especially, it's something that's in shadow, because we are not supposed to be talking about. It is a taboo to say anything about your mother, bad about your mother, right? Isn't it? If you say something like, my mother beat me too much. Your mother made so many sacrifices for you. Like, do you always have to hear about someone's sacrifice? Like, we get it. We're not saying that we hate the woman. We just said that we could probably deal with less ass beatings. That's all. That's all we said. I'm fortunately for this wound, for dealing with this mother wound. Anyone who talks about this mother wound should not be frightened about speaking on this topic, because it will diminish the value of the content, right? So luckily for you, I have been disowned by my family, so anything that I say is I'm free. I'm a free person. I have been disowned. It doesn't make me love my family any less. I just realized that there were a lot of lessons that I needed to learn, and it's not at their fault at all. I've chosen to reincarnate on this earth. I believe in past lives. I believe in reincarnation and stuff like that. So I believe that I chose my family for a reason, to learn certain lessons, and I think that those lessons have brought me to this point, because now I get to share this with you. Now, before I end this video and you wait patiently for the beginning of the series to start on the first Monday, which I believe is May 7th, I'll leave you with some kind of tips maybe on how you could begin healing your mother wound before we even get any background information, right? I'm talking a lot, and I'm not gonna say it's hot today. It's beautiful out today, but sorry, I need to stay a little bit more hydrated. So things that you could do to work on healing your mother wound. Now there's a lot of things that you could just journal. Like, you could journal about your experiences with your mother. I remember that your journal is completely private and is for you. If you had parents like I did who read your journals and diaries, I want you to know you don't need to be afraid of things like that anymore. Please be honest in your journaling, because that's the only way that you get things out of shadow. You have to be honest, okay? So you could work on journaling. You could also work on loving yourself. You could be your own mother. Be a mother to your inner child, because we all have an inner child, right? We all have an inner child. No matter how much someone wants to repress it, someone has an equivalent of wanting to run through sprinklers every day, right? Like, just want to play with some dolls or geek out on something, on Pokemon or whatever. Everyone has that inner child. Take care of that inner child. Be that mother. Be your mother for yourself. Nurture yourself. Give yourself a massage. Give yourself a facial. Just take care of yourself. Treat yourself. Make yourself a delicious, healthy meal. Right? Other things you could do for other women. Building other women up. Why are we in competition with other women? I ask that rhetorically, because that is something that I also talk about in the videos with healing the mother wound. But I'm fully aware of why there's so much competition among us women and whatnot. There is no need. We can all be Wonder Woman. Honestly, we can be. We are all beautiful. We are all smart and intelligent. We all have the same potential. There is no reason to compete with other people. If you see someone who looks beautiful that day, or you like their shoes, or you like their lip color, or anything, tell them. It's no problem at all giving another woman a compliment, because when you're praising other women, you're praising yourself. You naturally feel better when you make other people feel better. You do. So those are just some things about healing the mother wound. It's just about healing the mother wound is about healing the divine feminine within, right? Giving praise to the goddess. I think that's what I'm going to leave you on right now. I can't wait to talk about this topic. I'm going to be making some long videos about this. So let me try to keep this at 20 minutes less. So thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. Also, give me your stories. And I would like to put that into the videos somehow, right? So comment anything. I love responding to you guys. I like knowing what you guys also want to see. And I have other videos. I'm still going to keep up my Twisted Tea series during the month of May. So if you wanted something a little bit more lax and something that you could binge watch and something like that, or even have a guilty pleasure, I don't mind. I'll be a guilty pleasure. There's worse things in life, right? So, but yeah, watch my other videos. And I'm going to be putting out a lot of stuff for you guys in the month of May as well. Because I've had a lot of time to reflect, right? I've had a lot of time to reflect and think about what I want to contribute to this world. And all I want to contribute to this world is to make as many people who hear my voice realize that they could be the absolute best version of themselves and that they have the right to. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you on May 7th, which is a Monday, for the first video in healing your mother wound, nurturing yourself. Thank you.